Hello and welcome to this new lecture on the Lattice-Boltzmann method. So today I'll talk about the Boltzmann equation and very rudiments of this equation. A detailed derivation will be done at a later time, but to get started, let me show you what the equation actually looks like. So the Boltzmann equation is essentially talks about the evolution of the probability distribution function. So it is basically, it answers a basic question, which is how does the distribution function evolve. Okay, and what I'll do is to show you how we write the equation. I will drop the parenthesis just to keep the notation compact. Now the way we can start is we look at from a very basic conservation principle. So if I apply conservation principles to the variable of interest, which is the distribution function, I can write that the total change in f, which basically means the substantial derivative, or sometimes known as the material derivative. So the total change in f could be written in terms of the change in f by each of the individual variables. So I could write this as df or d by f d by t plus change in f because of change in position, but change in position because of change in the time variable. And let me just make this as a capital, or rather as a complete derivative, plus change in f because of change in the microscopic velocity into d psi I dt. Okay, now that would be the evolution equation, or that would be the total change in f. Now we need to see individually the terms that are there in this equation. For example, dxi dt. What is dxi dt? That is essentially the velocity at the microscale, which is, so I can say this is the particle velocity. Okay. Similarly, what is d psi I dt? That would be the acceleration, and acceleration is the body force per unit mass. Okay, so I can write this as Fi by rho, where Fi is the body force per unit volume and rho is the density, the fluid density. So finally we can write that the total rate or the total change of f with time is df dt plus psi I into df dxi plus Fi by rho into df d psi I. Okay. Now what the Boltzmann equation says is, in a nutshell, it says that the total change in f could be written as a collision operator, which is a function of the distribution function. Okay, so omega of f is what we call as a collision operator, and it's a complex integral. And what we now have is our Boltzmann equation, so to speak. Okay, now for dilute gases, which is what we are looking at in terms of kinetic theory, for dilute gases, mass, momentum and energy are conserved. Even when we have collision, are conserved upon collision. Okay, and this is because the reason we are giving is that in the kinetic theory we assume that the collisions are elastic. What it means is that for this to be true, our collision operator has to obey certain rules. Okay, and what are these rules? So now the collision operator has to obey that the zeroth moment of the collision operator with phase space should actually be 0 for the mass to be conserved. For the momentum to be conserved, the first moment of the collision operator with phase space should be 0. And for energy to be conserved, the second moment of the collision operator with phase space should be 0. Now, as we will see later, the Boltzmann collision operator is a cumbersome double integral in phase space. So omega will actually be a double integral in phase space, which is extremely difficult to work with analytically or even numerically, but a simpler variant was proposed in 1950s by 3 authors who then bear the name of this collision operator. So Bhatnagar, Gross and Crook actually defined a form of the operator which is now called as BGK operator. And what this simpler operator does is it approximates the collision operator as a simple linear relationship with F. Okay, so F is the distribution function. F equilibrium is the well-known Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution, okay, which is the equilibrium condition, and tau is what we call as the relaxation time, and some places you may even see this as being called as single relaxation time, and this form is sometimes called as a single relaxation time model. Okay, so it's sometimes known as SRT. Now, the reason this form is very important for us for this purpose of this course, and also for going forward in terms of calculations with LBM, is that first of all it captures the relaxation of the distribution function towards the equilibrium distribution. So the relaxation, which is a fundamental requirement, Okay, it captures the relaxation of F towards F equilibrium. Okay, and the way it captures is that the relaxation time tau is actually the time scale associated with this collisional relaxation. To the Boltzmann equation, or to the local distribution, to the local equilibrium. Okay, so remember we spoke about time scales earlier. So this is sort of the time scale of the local equilibrium process. Now we will show later that the Boltzmann equation reduces to a form, to a very simple linear form that can be solved in the discrete sense. So what we have done now so far is that we have written that this form of the equation, where we say df dt plus xi I df dxi plus fi by rho df dxi I is minus f equilibrium by tau. This basically follows from what we just saw earlier, okay, what we have just seen here. So I've just substituted the right hand side now. So what I'm saying is that we'll see that this form of the equation can actually be very simply discretized and can be converted into a linear equation which can be solved in the discrete sense or the numerical sense. So we'll stop this short lecture here. What I'm going to talk about in the next lecture are the early foundations or the early interpretations of a form of LBM, which is what is called as lattice gas models, and to illustrate how the earlier versions used to work and what happened with the change in the newer methods, especially with the SRT collision operator. So thank you for listening and see you next time.